Good afternoon. Robin Miller, RACER.com. I'll be taking questions now about qualifying. Was there any surprises? Oh, hell yes, there were some surprises. 5 Hondas in the Fast 6. The only Chevy was willpower, and he almost pulled it off, which there would have been mass suicides on the Honda front if that would have happened. But Scott Dixon, as he usually does, pulled a little rabbit out of the hat at the end to win the pole. And now we have the two combatant teams from last week in the front row, which is what we want. Drama, great. But, you know, these guys have such respect for each other. Everybody wants to see a fist fight and all this. Well, that might happen someday, but it's not going to happen yet. And I think the thing that's interesting about what happened today was, yeah, we had one Penske car, yeah, we had one Ganassi car, but we had two from Sam Schmidt, Vautier and Pagenaud make it. Justin Wilson, the fastest driver that's never driven for Penske or Ganassi, he's in the Fast 6. And good old Joseph Newgarden, the kid that we thought so much of coming out of Indy Lights, who really impressed people last year a couple times. He really hasn't had a result. He almost won Brazil this year and got shuffled back at the end. But I think him and Sarah Fisher's team, more than anything, needed this because here we are with 4 races to go, and they really haven't had much to talk about this year. And I think you heard all the drivers talk about how crazy Newgarden was through the chicane, and that's where he made it up, and he was pretty funny. He says, yeah, that's the only part of the track I ain't right. Well, that's not true. The kid's a hell of a race driver. He's got a great attitude. He's never had a teammate. Well, he did have a teammate, Lucas Allure, but that wasn't really a teammate because that guy didn't know anybody in IndyCar. It's not his fault. It was his first time. But if he ever had an Oriole server or somebody like that that could really help him, I think we'd see something out of Newgarden you wouldn't believe. I think this kid's going to be a star someday, and I hope so. Bottom line is this. This is a man's street course because you got to horse this thing around, and they moan and bitch about the chicane, and oh my God, I don't think we can do this, and we got to shave this down. Well, guess what? The fast guys handled it, and the other guys that had trouble are starting in the back. That's the way it usually turns out. And I think the thing that's interesting about this series is if you can come to a place like Baltimore and they throw this track up and it's rough and bumpy, but it's got so much character, and it takes a really, really, really good combination to get through it, and you got to suck it up a little bit and fire through the chicane as fast as you can, and I think that's why these 6 guys are up here today, and I think tomorrow's race is going to be great. I just wish I was Delara because I'd love to have the proceeds on front wings tomorrow.